Hi everyone, I'm John J. Oliver. The interview that you're about to hear is with Jerhoam. Jerhoam is the entity that channels through me. That means I am Jerhoam's oracle. In our mystery school, we do the great work. The great work is about personal and planetary enlightenment. The audio tape you're about to hear explores questions about who Jerhoam is, what you learn in the mystery school, and what you can hope to gain from the experience. If you enjoy this experience on tape and would like to have the experience with Jerhoam in person, please be in touch.
I'd like to start simply by asking you, what is channeling and what is going on in the channeling process when you're coming through John's body?
Welcome to our consultation.
Thank you.
It is appropriate that you are here. That which you've called channeling. Contemplate this. Channeling is consciousness, and that which is called energy in movement received by a receiver, and the receiver brings it forth as what is called gestures of the hand, movement of the body, voice, glances with the eyes. Channeling is the receiving upon the human body of an energy frequency, and that energy frequency empowers the body from the realms beyond the mind. That is the kind of channeling that is occurring in this process that we dialogue with you. This is not that which is called channeling a spirit guide. Do you understand?
Yes.
It is not that which is called the closing of the eyes and listening to a voice and repeating it, but the energy imprint, the energy essence, frequency, or if you prefer, vibration, resonance, music of that which we are. What is it that happens? For a moment of time, our oracle, what did you call him? What is his name?
John Oliver.
Most appropriate. Our oracle, he is called our oracle because for a moment of time, he sits his body. He begins to breathe gently. And in the next moment, the thought that comes in to the mind, or the thought that is the mind in that moment, is to allow us to enter into the body. In that moment, contemplated symbolically, that which is called a spark of light, or that which is called a message, similar to the telephone, but not exactly, this is symbolic, reaches that which we are, and instantly we move into the body, and that which is called his own awareness leaves the body. We take the body and begin to breathe immediately into the body to grant it extra life, to grant it extra energy. But this is very important to understand this. That which we are in truth is likened onto a frequency vibration that exists in all things. So it is that we are already in the body all the time. We are already in your body all the time. But in that moment of time that the oracle's mind ceases the performance of thought, for that one moment, it is like a doorway opening. The body itself changes frequency very subtly, and that which we are comes to life. It is like coming into birth in that moment, entering the body. And it is that simultaneously we come into the body from what would appear to be outside the body, but simultaneously we awaken from within the body, because that which we are in truth is not as defined in density as bodies. So from that which is within a spark, that which we are, and from that which appears to be from the outside, together like the strike of lightning, but a gentle strike of lightning, we come into the body, and in that moment what seems to come forth is that which is termed a personality. The personality that you identify as Jerhoam. That which we are sat in this body with you temporarily. But understand this, we do not exist in this form except in this form. Your relationship with us in this form is unique to this form. Otherwise, when you contemplate us, when you think of us, we are like the very breath that you breathe, or the music that you hear.
So is it like what you said, that you are in all things all the time?
You are correct.
Okay.
That we are of the same consciousness, and consciousness is in all things all the time.
I'd like to ask this. You've been referred to as an enlightened master. Could you tell me what that means?
It's very simple. And this may be very difficult to understand if you try to understand it in your mind, in your thoughts. Enlightening is a more appropriate word. Enlightening, because it is a forever movement through that which you call the Father, God, the Source, Creator, Creative Spirit, a forever movement. Enlightening, forever making that journey into the Father. You, in this moment, are thinking. But what is difficult to understand is in this moment we are not thinking. We know how to use thought, but we are not thinking. We are not identified with thought. For all that is within us and of us is that which is called silence. And the words that come in this moment come deliberately, consciously. Enlightened means a master of thought. Thought is a great tool, but oftentimes man has become imprisoned. Woman has become imprisoned by thought. We are not imprisoned by thought. Rather, we know how to use thought when it is appropriate, as a creative rising, rather than as that which is called a bondage. We do not worry. When we are with you, as we are with you now, there is nothing that we are more focused upon than that which you are. But simultaneously, like the wave of a radio, we are focused into nothingness. We are focused into all things. Contemplate. There is a radio station broadcasting radio frequency. There are many radios, and the music or the voice is equally received by all of them. That is the way we are focused upon you. But we do not worry. We are not bound by thought, because when we are not with you, we love you, but we don't think of you. We are in compassion with you, but we do not worry about you. This is difficult to understand and difficult for the mind to grasp. Enlightening means liberation from thinking. But to say liberation from thinking sounds very strange. It does not mean that you cannot think. It means that you have become a master of thought, not a master thinker, because there are many who think too much. Do you understand?
Yes.
It means very basically that we are free.
How did you get that way?
This is a very good question. And it is very simple. Very, 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 very slowly. It happened very, very, very slowly. That which is called duality, polarity, this and that, good or bad, judgment, evaluations, gradually all of that diminished within us. Gradually it all went away. And more, we were in the awareness of the Father in all things. And more importantly, within that which we are. Very slowly, many ask this, what is the secret? What is the trick to liberation? It's not a trick, but it is diving into the meditative space. And contemplate this. When you are laughing in profound laughter, or when the Buddha is laughing, is your laughter less than the Buddha's laughter if that laughter is sincere? It is not, because for that moment or that second or that split second, in laughter, you have touched what the Buddha touches ongoingly, what the Christ touches ongoingly, what the Masters touch ongoingly, without cessation of that connection. Very slowly. There is no trick. There are not exactly prescriptions of how many times to breathe, but there are many techniques, many processes to assist you in the development of yourself as a manifesting, as a creative entity.
One of the things that you teach is meditation. And could you tell me why that's so important and how it helps you and how it assists? and transformation.
Meditation slows it down. And what is the it? Life. Meditation is not ultimately a meditation on something, but meditation is a focus. And gradually, subtly, that meditation becomes a silence. Meditation, that thought would be still, or the thought would be more still than it was in the moment before. You are correct. We advise, we suggest meditation in various forms. We do not only consult about meditation to sit and be erect upon your spine and contemplate nirvana. Many have been trying to do this, and it works for some. But it depends upon where you are. Are you focused mentally? Then it may be appropriate for us to begin with you with that which is called a contemplation, to meditate and then contemplate. If you are mentally based, for example, if we say unto you to contemplate what is the nature of no mind, that can become very intellectual. But if you are mental, perhaps we must meet you there. Or the ancient masters who have said, what is the sound made when only one hand claps? This seems outrageous. What is that supposed to mean? It's not supposed to mean anything, but it is a way to confuse thought enough to dive into contemplation and perhaps to become disassociated with that which you thought before. And in the moment that you can be liberated from thought for a moment, in a koan, in a contemplation, then we meet you there mentally. Some are very physical. Then we send you into that which is called a walk. Walk and then meditate. A meditation walk. Or that which is called an exercise. Or that which is called a physical yoga. Some are very much in their emotion, in their creativity, and for those they may focus upon chanting a mantra. What is a good mantra? Om is an appropriate mantra. I am is an appropriate mantra. But all of these collectively, and there are many meditation techniques, hundreds, thousands, but all of them are for the purpose of gaining inner peace, touching inner peace. And inner peace allows you to open the doorway to love. Meditation will assist you to find, to touch love within you. And only in love will there be true transformation, true growth, true creativity, or even that which you call meaning to your life. Only in love. For what is greater than this? And that is the importance of meditation. Much more could be said about meditation, but do you understand the point?
Yes.
Most appropriate.
First, can you start by explaining what exactly is karma?
Most appropriate. Karma is the law. And the law is not so much a law and that which you called something that must be enforced. Karma, or this law, is rather a characteristic. Do you understand? A characteristic of the way this plane is, this reality. Wherever there is cause, there will come an effect from that cause. And that is what karma is. Karma means that there is duality, there's polarity, there are two. And whatever energy which originates in thought comes from you, this is very basic, very simple, comes from you, must return to show itself to you. For example, when you walk in the marketplace and you show your teeth to your brothers, it means you smile, correct?
Yes.
Then many of them will smile back at you. This is called karma. The reflection, an energy has gone forth. An energy returns. Do you understand?
Yes.
But perhaps in one moment, one of your brothers in the marketplace does not smile at you, but rather frowns and makes gestures at you. And then perhaps in the next moment, you not feel so much like showing your teeth to the next brother or the next sister. That can also be karma, because instantly the energy has changed, has gone down. Why are you affected by this karma? Because in that moment you're identified with the polarity, with the duality. You're identified with the drama of what is happening. But rather, if you were free, then you would just as freely smile at your next brother without concern for that which just unfolded. Karma is the law of life. Karma is the characteristic of life. Whatever you think about yourself, life will prove it to you. And we're not only referring to conscious thought, that is the least of it, but subconscious thought, unconscious thought. And this is the purpose of meditation, to reveal the self to the self, so that that which is unconscious as a motivation within you can be made conscious, because that is the secret to meditation. That is the secret to life. When all becomes conscious, you become a masterful magician and create, what is an appropriate word? Elegant. Do you understand? Elegance, beauty, and then are in the appreciative ecstasy of life, are in the appreciative ecstasy of your Father, because all is one and you are connected to it. Karma means what you do, what you say, what you think will be done to you, will be said to you, and will be thought about you. Perhaps not exactly, but the intention, the effect will be the same. Do you understand?
Yes.
And only the meditative mind can be liberated from karma. There is no good karma. There is no bad karma.
No karma.
You're correct. There is only the characteristic of life. All is like a reflection. When you look in the pool, you see yourself. Life is like a pool, and it will show back to you that which you contribute to it. Do you understand karma? What this means? It has become for so many upon this plane a bad word. I'm having bad karma today.
Yeah.
No, today I'm having very good karma. Do you understand? In this understanding, perhaps, from that perspective, you are having good karma. Or you're having bad karma. But whatever it is, If they come and glorify you and you're having good karma, then will your ego become exalted and you begin to contemplate and become identified with that which has been flattered within you, about you? Or what about if they come to criticize you, to throw things at you? Is your ego going to fall for the trap of beginning to suffer? That's playing the game of karma. Karma is a game. It's a very ancient game. Some ancient masters said that you came here to this plane from the realm of light because you wanted to play a game, and you called it karma.
So it's really about being a watcher and not taking it too seriously.
You are correct. That is the focus of meditation. To be a witness, to be a watcher. That is the difference. This is very good. Very good observation you've made. It is that the enlightening energy does not identify with thought, does not identify with judgment or evaluation, but can be a witness to it, can watch it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Contemplate this. We are sitting here and there's an environment here.
Yes.
If we asked you to look about the environment and to watch it, it's very simple. Do you understand? But if we asked you to breathe profoundly and now watch your body, look at your hands, look at your fingers, look at your knees, and you're watching your body for a moment. Still, it is easy, but not as easy as looking around and observing the environment, but still it is easy. But now we ask you to breathe profoundly and watch your thoughts without becoming identified with them. Watch the thoughts. Immediately, it is very difficult because you're contemplating, what am I going to ask next? What are we going to talk about next? I'm interviewing an entity, and the mind is contemplating so many things. But can you just be the watcher? Can you watch the thoughts and be at peace anyway? Not to become lethargic and spacey. That is difficult. But then if we say, breathe profoundly, in the moment when you have emotion, anger, in your heart, we say, watch that emotion, watch that anger without becoming identified with it. Still, anger moves through you, but somehow at the same time there's peace within you.
By finding the detachment, stepping aside.
You are correct, but it is not a detachment of suppression.
Right.
It is a witness.
Right.
You are correct. That is the witness. That is the watcher.
Okay.
And that allows you to be more creative.
Right.
Because thought has great power. And when you can accumulate all of your thought into a focus, because in the moment before you did not waste thought. Do you understand? Silent mind. And then you call forth thought from that silence. It is more powerful, more focused, more directed. You contemplate, for example, an artist. Much in the artist's mind is silent. And because much in that mind is silent, so much can come forth as a focus to create the art.
Right.
Do you understand? And the artist almost becomes a different person in the moment of creating the art, because that is the meditation for the artist.
I guess the question is, could you tell me how an individual can take all of that and apply it practically to their life, to create more, to create what they want?
Most appropriate. Do you know why we say most appropriate to you?
Why?
It is a reminder notice, a mantra. It will remind you whatever is unfolding in the moment is most appropriate. Because every moment can teach you. Not because the moment has the power to teach, but because you have the power to learn. Most appropriate. When you have control of your thought, and the mind can be silent, and you are not worried about this, and you are not worried about that, and you're not contemplating this and contemplating that, then it is very possible in those moments to have such focus and bring forth such a creativity that it is ongoing. Many upon this plane have been labeled genius, but many of them were not any more genius than you. The genius has learned to be a master of time, because the genius does not waste time, and at the same time operates out of the time dimension, much like the artist. Contemplate the many little moments that man has, even if it were that which is called 3 minutes a day. What could the creative mind accomplish in 3 minutes a day that would become that which is called masterful manifestation, masterful creativity? But so much time goes into insignificant thought that which you contemplate to be significant, you have little time for. That is why we bring meditation to you. That is why we bring the meditative space to you. That is why we gather so many of you to come and sit, and you gather yourselves for dialogue, for consultation, for what you call intensives, for what you call a weekend together, a day together, an evening together, as a reminder notice that creative power exists within you, that power to manifest as existence, as God, as creative spirit, exists within you. And this is because you remember ongoingly that the kingdom of your Father exists within you. Existence and all that it has available exists within you. Man, woman forgets this because man, woman, so busy thinking about important things. What could be more important? What could be more important than your own growth? What could be more important than growing in love with your brothers and sisters, with that which is called your families, your world, to come into harmony with your world? What is more important? All of this is possible because of meditation. Because in meditation, you will reconnect to your Father. Do you know who your Father is? Your Father, we refer to the word Father as all of life. And if you want to contemplate it this way, with a capital L, the source, the creator, the placement from which you came. So often we will refer to it as God, but so often we will not. Not because it is lessened, because it is called God. Not because the ocean by another name. will be anything less than the ocean, but because your minds collectively think of God, and so many contemplate. There are actually souls upon this plane who contemplate a little man or a big man. Maybe he has a beard. Maybe he's all powerful. Your Father is greater than this. Your Father is greater than the image of man. And your Father, there is a doorway within you to the kingdom of your Father. And who found it? There have been many who found this doorway. It is within you. It exists in you. It lets you walk, breathe, exist, celebrate. But there have been those who have found it. The Buddha walked upon this plane, and the Buddha found it. The son of Joseph walked upon this plane, and the son of Joseph found it. The son of Joseph contemplated, I am one with my Father. When you are one with your Father, all things will come. All things are possible.
Very simply, who are you? And have you been on this plane before, and when, and questions about that?
For the purposes of our dialogue together, our name is Jerhoam. We are a formless existence that comes into the body of this oracle, that in the moment of the first coming was clean, pure in the mind enough, or innocent in the mind enough to allow our entry. But you are correct. So many wonder, have you walked upon this plane before? In ancient times, there is a place that now is mythological. But contemplate a time. We're not going to give it a name, because it is not a name that your language can even relate to. But before what you contemplate to be recorded history, when the earth was in an age where so much more of humanity focused upon creativity, do you understand? And enlightenment. And contemplate this as a mythology now. But there was that which is called a school, a gathering place, an ashram. An ashram. And where upon this earth now is the place of our ashram, of these ancient days, before the Vedas that you contemplate in Vedic philosophy were written, before the Bible was written. Where is this ashram? But contemplate that in that which is called the ocean, for it's under the water now, do you understand? It's under the water. Exists as dust. But in one day in time, it was an ashram, it was a school, and many children, many souls came to learn meditation, but to practice dramatic performance, singing, writing, creativity, meditation, care of the warrior beast, and we call animals pets, warrior beasts. And there were many of you that we sit with, or many who will even hear our dialogue and feel connection, because upon the human level there is an ancient echo to that time. That is why so many of you now are so creative, desire to be so. And in that day and time, we sat with you similarly to the way we sit with you now, with that which is called a body. And we have said before it was an incarnation, but in this moment we are incarnated, do you understand? Right now, sitting with you, temporarily we are incarnated. And it was an incarnation of sorts. For in that day and time, we would come into the body of that which is called a very, it was young body, the body became older, that which is called a boy, do you understand? And we came into that body to give the teaching and live that body. And in that body continued our own journey and kept that body for many hours and then dropped the body. That was in ancient times, a time that seems mythological. It is timeless now and really is of no importance, except that it is interesting to minds, to thought, because immediately you can identify with something. How are you going to be satisfied with? Jerhoam is formless. How are you going to make it real? So we tell you these little stories, do you understand? Most appropriate. And when it came time, we journeyed into the mountains. When it was complete, into the rocks, breathed profoundly, contemplated what would it be like to be the wind, what would it be like to be the sun, and in the next moment we were. But after much journeying, do you understand? Much journeying. Most appropriate.
There are also many other things that, and types of processes that you have people do, correct? I guess, so that their whole transformational experiences are fun.
You are correct. In ancient times and in this time that we are with you, the focus of the transformation is how to make the transformation fun without suppressing existing pain. Do you understand? We're not in La La Land to say, oh, you're hurting, here, have a lollipop, and go and play in the sandbox. If there is existing pain, then first we work on healing the pain, and in that process try to enliven, invigorate the body with fun.
And empower it.
You are correct, because fun is love. And in this way, you may contemplate that our purpose in being with you, the purpose that is the highest purpose, is to make your transformational journey a journey that is fun, that is celebratory. Not, oh, I think I'm going to go and dance now because I'm feeling celebratory, but the daily life becomes fun, not because you will rob fun from it, but because you will give fun to it. And wherever you would go, wherever you would journey in the marketplace. Let them know that you are one of our brothers, not because you tell them, but because when you walk away from them, they whisper behind you, that soul has peace within him and he knows how to have fun. And that is who we are. And more than this. But that is appropriate for your question. Do you understand?
Yes.
That is how you will tell them that you are the brother of a Buddha, because you know how to have fun and you know how to walk courageously, not in La La Land. But fun.
What does mean? You do that often.
Most appropriate. Several deliberate reasons. Firstly, it is out of context. Souls wonder, why does he do that? And immediately, that is a meditation. It feels good in the body to say and it is a mantra, a sound mantra. And we are reminding all of the souls that means the moment is delicious. When you have something delicious, do not say Yes. It is a little reminder. In ancient times, there was that which is called a girl who had journeyed many lifetimes, and had come to be in the body of a girl, and she was in an ashram, and she desired to become enlightened. Her name was Ada, and Ada was told in this ashram that she could not become enlightened in this lifetime that she was in because she was a girl, a woman. And in that day and time, it was told to the girl babies that they could not become enlightened at best. They could pray, meditate, transform, and pray that they would come in their next body as a man, that they might become enlightened. She accepted this as truth and served in an ashram. And every day she would come to tend to the cow. One day she came to tend to the cow with her bucket and her stool. She opened the door to the placement where the cow lived, sat upon her stool, and in that moment she looked through the crack, through the hole between the wall and the door, below what is called the hinge. And in that moment, or what would now be called the hinge, similar to a hinge, the space between, and she looked through it, and she looked down, and there was a flower beyond the door, a flower existing beyond the door, and there came a bee to rest upon the flower. And in that moment, Ada breathed profoundly There was no thought, and in such an ordinary moment, she became enlightened. Some say that cow was so excited that Ada had become enlightened that the cow milked herself. And some say who have known us from ancient days that when we make that sound, we are appreciating a very ancient sacred cow. So take the
All right.
however you like to take it, so long as it is taken well.
So be it.
Most appropriate. It has been most appropriate that you've come to this consultation.
Thank you very much.
Journey well, and we shall see you in this form whenever it is appropriate.
Thank you.